Well, how's it going, Kingston? Welcome back to another NTW3 battle. Today we have a special treat, a very intense, very vicious fought battle on a map that I am blanking on, and cores that I don't actually have right now. I'm going to post that all right here of the cores and the map and all that stuff. I'm going to get that after I'm done recording, because at this point, minimizing out of this could crash it and have to reload and all that. And I'm not gonna lie, I just don't want to deal with the hassle. As well as what clans. Hopefully I get the clans that played. This one was sent to me by TT Ross. And he said it was a very good battle. Looked at the results, or at least the kills, deaths, and all that. And it does look like it is going to be a very awesome battle. So buckle up now. We got some good players on all sides. Very excited to get into this one with you guys. Like I said, we already have the cores. Hopefully I will get those. But yeah, it's the Austrians versus the French alliance. You know, Rhine, looks like, I think there's some Bavaria, some Rhinebund, and then of course the French. And you of course have Eugen, massive corps, 3,354 men, pretty much all infantry, brings a very large corps to the field, the largest. And looks like there may be a fight for the town. So already the Austrian cavalry has been sprawling out, probably trying to scout out some of this French line. Of course, the French alliance doesn't have as much cav currently in the front. And it looks like Austria is actually getting very aggressive here. They're trying to push that scouting party of cavalry out. Maybe even get in, try to snipe some infantry, artillery, generals. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe anything they can. They have some Ulanen and some Hussars, and I believe, yeah, lots of Hussars and Lancers actually right now. No real Chevaliers and Dragoons yet, but this light cavalry, very dangerous to get in. We will see as they're making a pretty big play here. Bavaria trying to throw up some Dragoons. He only has two units. Two units of Dragoons, and already some Lancers. Going to get that nice shock charge in. That charge bonus they get as they charge. Not enough for Dragoons. And they may break, but fresh reinforcements. Bavaria looks like they may be getting focused a little bit here. And a cav fight early on. Bavaria pulling back their Dragoon unit. Infantry that can form square on their left flank. And that'll be technically a loss for that initial unit. Looks like now Jerome, Rhinebund pushing up some cavalry, trying to flank. If they can cut out a bunch of the Austrian cavalry, maybe that'll be key. Well done by Bavaria, trying to protect their lines initially. I mean, their cavalry did take a little bit of losses there. So, and I apologize, I got some allergy season type stuff going on, so we'll see how my voice holds up here now. But we have Eugen and Austria. I'm not sure which Austrian corps this is. Fighting in the town here. I believe we will get a hand-to-hand combat, potentially. Ooh, they're getting shot in the face, but they're going to go in. Oh, taking heavy losses. Yikes. Nice volley. They could follow it up with another one. We'll see. We have some Austrian cavalry now pushing up on the left side. Gonna try to slow up Eugen's corps. Square can easily get formed, I'm assuming. Oh man, this is a mess in the town. Let's see if Austria tries to capitalize on this. Eugen may not like this necessarily, but here we go. Oh, and cavalry coming in on the flank for France. Some Lancers, some Polonaises. Nice, getting a nice charge off, and now more lines fighting in the town. Barely a volley exchange, and they are already stabbing, cutting at each other. More Austrian infantry descending upon the town. They're gonna have to watch out though. The Imperial Guard is moving on their flank, but still, this could be Hiller pushing in. Liechtenstein Hiller, who knows? But this is where the vicious fighting is going to happen. I'm curious to see what Eugen is going to plan on doing here, as he's having very brutal close quarters fighting here. Another line of Austrian infantry going in. The 84th gonna pull back. Some grenadiers forming up. Gonna go in for the flank. Hope you have cavalry to defend, because Austria definitely will descend upon... Oh no, but they have some cavalry here. I was gonna say Austria may try to sling some cavalry in to help. Not yet. Eugen now forming up in a line here, but man, Austria's really focusing in on the town. Imperial Guard gonna push up grenadiers. Some excellent troops for fighting in this town. Look at them. Look at these glorious units. Artillery set up. Very nice. Big old cav fight outside on the left side of the town now. And it looks like the Dragoons, Eugen's Dragoons, doing well, and they're going to charge another Lancer unit. They're going to take them head on. They have some more cav support hopefully coming up here. Both sides going to disentangle themselves from that cav engagement. Line of infantry, grenadiers breaking the Austrians in the town so far. Well done by France to get that momentum going. Austria, they're going to need a reform up here. They've kind of lost a little momentum in this initial clash here. They do have reserves, but of course they do have to watch this left side. They do have this LOC garrisoned. I believe there's another LOC right here. Yep. So they have 2/3 of the town is still in Austrian control. So a square was formed here. Some lancers going in. Eugen's grenadiers doing well, stopping any cav push. But here we go. We got, I suspect, an infantry charge again. Oh yeah. Oh no, they're gonna get their butts out of there. They're like, nope. Oh, they're getting charged though. We'll see if they can get themselves out of there. A counter charge. The 84th going in once more. Gonna get flanked now. They really want to break that grenadier unit, but they're gonna lose that line of tree getting flanked. But cavalry gonna go in and counter the 84th. And I think Austria is regaining a little momentum here. Things have stalled out just a tiny bit now. France may try to continue to push that attack, but they are starting to have some wavering now. 2 units in danger of being broken. This grenadier unit is being chased, and they do break. Checking over here. Rheinbund is set up still. Bavaria pushing up. We have an Austrian corps right here. They potentially could be actually 2 right here, so this is not going to be able to descend on the town. Eugen and the Imperial Guard have a town fight on their hands, but Rheinbund, Bavaria, they have a line fight in the open field on their hands. Here we go, more Austrians. Pressing Eugen, not giving him a chance to let up. Artillery setting up for Bavaria at a beautiful position. Ooh, actually, ooh, that's a nice little field of fire. They have multiple units. Oh, this is Liechtenstein, isn't it? Liechtenstein's here. Grenadiers, beautiful placement of grenadiers in the town, as they should be in the town. I'm guessing this is Hiller. This may be the hardest hitting part of this. Yeah, this is Liechtenstein. I mean, he's well placed in the town. Artillery's pushing up. They're going to start using this artillery with infantry to start flanking, probably, if I were to guess. But here is where I can see France having a problem here. Eugen's shifting the majority of his corps. Imperial Guard going to probably take that right flank. Eugen's going to take dead center. We are starting to see a little bit more of this Austrian line as Bavaria and Rheinbund get themselves up in position. I'm glad to see Bavaria still getting played. It used to be my favorite corps when I was playing. Like, my favorite custom when they had it as a custom army. Some nice volleys off. Get some skirmishers. Actually, I think Eugen is the one who's the most in trouble at the moment. He's getting pressed pretty hard here. A lot of breakage. Which is this Deutschmeister. Gonna make it very difficult for him to hold his ground for now. They have insane morale, insane reload skill, accuracy. And things are not looking too good. I think France is pulling out of the town. Did they give up the LOC?
This building has
How did they give up the LOC? Oh man, they didn't have it first, but that's unfortunate. That may be making things a little more difficult. We'll see if they countercharge, but look at this. Like, Rheinbund's gonna have to react. You have Austria just pushing this left side, or actually this is technically the center. Pushing that center quite effectively here. Eugen already taking heavy losses. They're not heavy, but moderate losses so far. They've lost the town. And, yeah, it looks like Austria is going to try to run down some of Eugen's corps, potentially. What's this artillery? Oh, goodbye, artillery. Yeah, this artillery is lost. I would be climbing a tree or something. I don't know. But they're gone. Yeah, Eugen has their... They have a fight cut out for them, and they probably don't want it. Now, let us see what Rheinbund does. Either they're going to try pressing in on this Austrian corps, who is very glad, it seems right now, to meet them in an open fight. Look at that. That is just, oh man. That is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Like I said, big old line fight in your hands. Austria pressing that right flank. To the left, you see Hitler pressing in on Eugen. The town has fallen to the Austrians. Bayonet charge any second now, watch. Or not, my gosh. And Austria can just keep marching forward and shooting. It seems like they're going to win this. I'm still waiting to see. I mean, what is France's option right now as Eugen? What is their option? They're getting just frontally assaulted constantly. They have been falling back constantly. I mean, the Imperial Guard can swing in potentially and try to cut their flank, but it's a small corps. It's a very small corps, 1,000 men. You can see here the cavalry force them into square. Eugen's gonna have to stand and fight at some point. And then Liechtenstein getting some grenadiers in. Man. This square is being sacrificed. Now, Rheinbund maybe could capitalize on the overextension from Austria. Maybe. They are putting some troops, some sappers and such on the flank. Artillery on the flank, actually, right here. I don't think that Rheinbund and Bavaria are in danger right now of losing this fight. In fact, they could win this. Got a nice running down of some skirmishers here. Oh, and they're going to keep going. Oh my goodness, they're going to keep going. Press that attack, throw them into confusion. If they break this unit, they go straight for these guns. Now, there's some cavalry here to easily react to that, but that could be a huge loss here. That's a lot of guns. That's 6 guns. Yeah, they're going to react to it. All right, let's go over here. All right, France actually has made some distance. Well done. Rheinbund actually maybe going to get engaged now, as this is turning into a pivot. A lot of reserves in the center. Cavalry stringing themselves out. Gonna go in for Eugen's corps. Now they're gonna pull out. Actually, Imperial Guard going in for a flank in the town. We'll see how well that goes. Over here, I feel like a lot's about to start happening all at once, guys. That's why I keep whipping it back and forth. Oh, big cav charge once again on Eugen. Squares get formed. You have some chasseurs cheval as well as some dragoons. Oh, they're going to run down that Austrian cavalry. We'll see how well that goes. Rheinbund now getting himself into this. I know that may not be their official corps name, but, you know, it's the only way I can quickly call them without trying to butcher names and such. Bavaria has a strong left flank. Rheinbund is going to be getting stretched thin pretty quickly here as they're taking on a portion of... They're the center. They have artillery here, but they may be falling back as well. This right flank for Eugene looking quite strong.
The men are fatigued, sir.
Imperial Guard getting a nice attack in. Going to take a lot of LSCs in the back. Maybe cause Austria to peel troops back to defend those. Rheinbund is starting to break, though. They are maybe a little bit too overextended. Trying to defend too much ground with too few troops. They do have reserves, so they'll be okay for now. Bavaria actually pulling back. They have a lot of cavalry with Rheinbund on that side. They may need cavalry here in the center. Alright, so Austria has the hill, but they have kind of stopped. As the battle line continues to widen, it's going to force them to divert more and more forces to an ever-widening flank as they kind of push out. Initially, this small little space is all they had to attack, but as they push, then you start stringing the line along here. More and more troops expended, more and more troops expended here. Pretty soon, their line is going to be stretched a lot more thin and not as much concentration, and that's what's starting to happen here. Now, they are using it to their advantage, and they're forcing Rheinbund back. Of course, Rheinbund probably does not want to be outflanked, so they're going to readjust to Eugene. I'm curious if we're going to see Eugene mount an offensive. Already, it looks like on this flank, he has a lot of troops with the Imperial Guard massed up. Looks like they take the LOC, so they're starting to take the town back. Gonna kind of slowly but surely maybe help out with that other charge. We have 2 cav charges, one going to get artillery. Not sure if this one's going against Eugene himself. 2 cav units massed up here, but they are not gonna... They probably don't like those odds. Eugene trying to get engaged here against Liechtenstein's corps. Liechtenstein looking like he's gonna stand his ground for now. More and more reserves still moving up. They're gonna need them most likely. As battle's turning into a bit more of a line fight. Did see some cavalry from Austria try pressing up to Bavarian lines. But Bavaria has a nice defensive position here. Nice line using the tree line. A little gentle slope in the hill. I think they can do it. Interesting strategy of rushing close. Hopefully they don't get bit for it. They already get shot up first before they pour in a volley. They'll pour in a volley any second though. It'll still be a punishing volley for sure. Big Liechtenstein left some forces behind to defend here. Not a lot, but they did. And now cavalry going to get in the mix. Going to charge more of Eugene's corps. Some grenadiers that probably can form square. Going to hold up Eugene's dragoons. Maybe they don't form up in time. Both sides kind of pull back to their own lines. Here we go, though. Austria still pushing forward here. They are still trying to keep that momentum going. See the line fight's kind of divulging into a more stagnant battle. Skirmishers, or not skirmishers, sorry, hussars charging in, breaking another line. They didn't get that square up. Oh my goodness, this is bad. Look at this, look at this. This is column of assault here going right for Rheinbund's line. Ooh, the artillery though. 4 guns. Let's see if they can stop this. They have reserves. They need them. Look at this. Here's the artillery. That missed. The cavalry going in for the guns. There's no cavalry to counter them. This may be a bit of an unfortunate... Ooh. This is bad. This is bad for Rheinbund, but this is not looking good, guys. Their center is slowly collapsing to a lot more intense pressure here. Even Austria rushing in for the French position. But Eugene is dishing out some volleys now. They are getting into their what am I trying to say? They're getting a little bit more comfortable in their lines. Austria, though, wrecking Rheinbund, unfortunately. It is causing so much breakage. 7, 8, 9, almost 10 units breaking in the center. That is not healthy for this battle. Bavaria is in a bit more of a pickle here. They're getting surrounded a little bit more. Artillery gonna fall. Bavaria getting outflanked. They're gonna have to pull back. And that's gonna force Eugen to have to make a little bit more of a tough decision here. Nice square formed. They really need to kill a lot more of this Austrian cavalry. Let's see if they run them down. Are they gonna run them down? Yes, they are. Maybe they'll break it. Here's a Chasseur Cheval. They're just gonna go for the infantry, huh? Alright, we're not really keeping a whole lot of attention on this, but the Imperial Guard is still fighting a grueling battle for the town. Sorry, I'm not really concentrating too much on it. There's just more important stuff going on, like the collapse of the French center. Bavaria getting outflanked, potentially even surrounded here. Gosh, this is not looking good. This really is not looking good. Oh, Austria got thrown back here on the right as they try to press. Bavaria giving them a run for their money. But now Austria has troops freed up to then pivot into Eugen. Potentially. Now this whole hill needs to... They have to push now. This is their only chance to save part of their line. Ooh, getting some nice volleys. Austria running low. They have reserves to bring up, though. But still, the Imperial Guard have brought it almost full circle here. Ooh, even some of the Immortals. Some heavy cav getting in the fight, breaking more Austrian troops. They're going to have to... Austria's going to have to start peeling off if they don't want an Imperial Guard force in their flank or almost in their rear. Bavaria holding their own. Look at this, some wavering happening on Austria's line. Bavaria actually went for some bayonet charges here. These poor line of infantry just getting absolutely focused down. And Bavaria's fighting a battle of... They're just being surrounded. They're fighting to hold this forest at this point. As you can see, even on the mini-map, they are slowly getting encircled. And Eugen is falling back as Austria continues to press forward. Those reserves from Eugen, though, over here, maybe they can help relieve some pressure.
We have taken a building, sir.
This may come in an LSC thing, I wonder. I do wonder. Oh, look at this. Some forces left. There's still something in the center. So what Bavaria has to do is they have to just sell their lives extremely dearly. They have to inflict heavy losses while they die. I feel like they're going to die. It's a matter of how do you die. Do you die well? Do you die badly? Hopefully they die well. But we will see momentarily. We keep up on this. I mean, Austria's lost quite a lot here. It looks like they're dying well so far. A warrior's death. Eugen's right, or left flank, sorry. Left flank has collapsed. The rest of the line. Ooh, we have some cavalry here. Going for a Grenadier unit that does form a square. The Imperial Guard Grenadiers getting in on the action now. Last LOC being fought for. Oh, look at that. France has won their way through this. I don't think they took this LOC, but they took the others. And there's still a reserve here. Little fight there. Artillery moving over. Austria gonna keep pressing. Eugen. Rheinbund holding by the house. Let's see how Bavaria's doing. Gosh dang, they're holding. They are holding. This is impressive. Breaking another Austrian unit. They are doing well. Well done to the Bavaria. They are not going down without taking a lot of men with them. Oh, this unit's about to break. They're getting shot by multiple units in the flank, too. At this point, it's so close quarters that it's just numbers. It's a numbers game. Man, they've been holding for a long time. But it's the beginning of the end for them. Now, the reserves that Eugen had is now going to be super clutch here. I think this is a lot of fresh against a lot of tired, probably Austrians. This could potentially help them hold. You can see they're actually stalling this Austrian advance here and counterattacking here with the Imperial Guard coming out. Oh my goodness, upset. Starting to break Liechtenstein's Grenadiers as they start falling back here. Someone locked in hand-to-hand combat and a nice running down with cavalry. Oh, this is huge. This is actually really huge. What an upset. All right, they can still win this. France can absolutely still win this, if nothing else by LOC victory here. Bavaria is dying. Brave, brave Bavarians. Imagine being one of these guys and you just know you're all gonna die. But it's like, it's the bitterness of like, you know, it's like if you're a World War II, you know, if you're a World War II pilot, you know, in the Pacific and your plane's getting shot down and you know you're gonna die, wouldn't you want to ram an enemy ship, take people with you, you know? Like it's kind of like this bitterness of like, well, if I'm dying, so are you kind of thing. Bitterness of war, I guess, you know. Ah, yeah, we got a charge by Rheinbund. Got some cavalry getting themselves in here, cuirassiers. And Austria probably is tired at this point. Got some fresh troops charging in, breaking. And Bavaria's general's dead. Rest in peace, Bavaria. You fought well. My goodness, this is the upset. This is the true upset. My goodness, what a comeback. Will it be enough? I mean, we still have 28 minutes remaining in this. Is this going to turn into an LOC draw? Or an LOC win for, let's see, who has the LOCs right now? So there's a 4, you have 5, 6, 7, 8 versus, you know, they have 1, 2, 6, 7. Yeah, so if France holds on to the LOCs they have just by themselves, they will win by LOC victory. That 4-pointer, though, is probably going to fall. They may want to consider going for the other 4-pointer. Because there's not a lot there, and Austria is right here. They could easily march down and take it. But France finally getting a win here. Breaking. I mean, Eugen is fighting a backwards battle this entire time. We're having to withdraw constantly. Not the thing he probably wants to do. And he's finally getting some revenge. Some sweet, sweet revenge. Artillery going to be pushing up. The Imperial Guard still have an artillery. With all the artillery, it's not a lot left on the field. Probably Austria has some over here, though. Yeah, you have more guns setting up. This could be crucial. They get them up on this hill and hang out here. Look at this hill. Excellent vantage point. towards everything. Ha. Look, even the they're getting some kills. Look at them. It's like, stop killing the Austrians and start firing the artillery, for crying out loud. How's this unit still alive? You know, still not routing.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Ooh, let's see where this one is. All right, yep. So they took. Uh-oh. They took back another building. Oh, they have two. And oh no, they just ran away from it. All right. Tactical withdrawal. Probably gonna try to fight this out first. And there's still some cavalry, some healthy, active, and also fresh cavalry here. Oh, are they gonna go for the guns? Oh my goodness, that would be. Oh, they broke, huh? This actually. I don't know. They inflict some losses on that artillery piece. There we go. Some Imperial Guard units going in here, trying to catch the Austrians unawares. Austria may be getting caught in that flank. Something they probably don't want. Here's some more cavalry. Probably gonna go for the artillery piece if they can. Oh man, France needs to guard this with their life. All right, impossible task 17 versus probably 80, 90 cavalry units. They stop them. They stop them. Not gonna matter. No way. They're already 15. Oh, canister. No way.
Our men are running, sir.
All right, they pull the cav out in time so they can charge in again. But still, oh man, that would be so crucial to the battle. More cavalry coming over to defend this. They have to keep this artillery battery alive if they want to win this. That's my opinion. At least on this flank. They have no real infantry, but they have 6 guns. They can keep the 6 guns alive. That will be the same as, what, 4 infantry units? The impact of that artillery, but the cavalry for France is stretched thin now. You have troops pushing on the left here, or the French right, and they are getting spread thin. Some Marines gonna try to hold that right side, but they are outnumbered. So artillery really is gonna have to play its part. I mean, I'd turn them and have them firing over here. Let's see what France's angle is here. They're following the massive Austrian routing. Oh! Oh, that's sad. I mean, they gave it their last glorious charge. You know, they tried to give what for, you know? They're going to go to this 1 pointer, so they'll still have, you know, enough with the 4. Hey, they'll still have 8 versus 7. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so dead even with LOCs almost. 1 LOC point difference. Rheinbund still has cavalry here. And they're actually coming back, you know? Jerome, he's coming back. It's like, you know, I lost the center, but my men rallied and I am going to attack again. There's no point. Austrian artillery set up now, but Austria is going to pull back. They actually are fighting a battle that they keep breaking. And the morale debuff that routing friends gives you is difficult to combat unless they change that feature. Last I knew, friends routing can cause you to rout as well. So They're trying to get away from their friends routing, and France is just pursuing them. Eugene still has a chunk of his corps left. Look at this. After all the losses inflicted, in fact, he lost 2,000 men out of 3,000. Well, like, that's, you know, some insane casualties. The real question is, what is the play for Austria at this point? Are they going to try to rush LOCs? There's still some time left, 20 minutes remaining now. Are they going to try to buy their time and wait? The lines seem to be crumbling pretty quickly. This artillery can still limber up, which is going to be huge for them. Now, this is also huge. They are shifting troops towards this LOC. They need to take this one. Then they will have 8. I'm assuming they're going for the other 1-pointer and the 4-pointer. They just need to take this one. What's in here? How many troops are in here? Oh, I can look up from here. 26, 59, okay. 70 to 80. A little over 80 men. They could hold. They could absolutely hold. What a bloody field, though. I did promise a good battle, and I feel like that is what has been provided so far. All Eugene's strategy right now is just to keep leaving the Austrians on a retreat. Don't let them regroup. Don't let them hold back. Hold the 4-pointer. Hold it with your lives. Some Saxons? Saxony musketeers, huh? Are we going to see anything else happening here? I'm going to fast forward. I don't know if we're going to see anything else happening here. Cavalry going to be supporting this right side to make sure Austria doesn't charge in there. I feel like Austria has to take the 4-pointer, though. I feel like that is mandatory. I mean, like I said, they can't go for a 1-pointer, and they have not yet. But I'm expecting it. Oh, hold that thought. They took this one finally. All right. Here we go. I'm assuming they're gonna try to go for it. Did they pull the they're pulling a unit out to engage them, huh? I'm assuming. Yep, look at this. Harass those grenadiers. Man, look at all the French dead here. That's insane. It's like almost strictly all French. Is there a single Austrian in this mix? There's some Austrians. The French really took some heavy losses. Over here it looks a little more even. But man. Alright, I think we know the outcome of this battle, unless something really changes. If they keep pursuing Austria's not going to take this before France gets right on their heels. That massive army by Eugene came in clutch, I think, in the end. Those reserves, those fresh reserves thrown into the battle at the very, very end. Oop, gosh, what did I do? At the very, very end, when they counterattacked here, that just broke Austria. Austria had been fighting from here all the way up to here, around to here, and then finally, just too much. They had just, they've been fighting way too long. Here we go, though. Austria is going to commit some men to this LOC. Some Saxon musketeers. They're probably going to, yeah, they're going to win it. All right. So, I've not seen the 4-pointer taken yet. A good way to check, though, is always you just check and see if the windows have been broken. I think, right? I think that's it. Or the door has been busted or whatever it is. The door has not been busted down yet, so they have not taken it. At least that's my understanding of it. Let's see here. I believe this one has been taken. Like you see, the ones that have been taken, the door is busted down. At least I'm pretty sure that's it. This one doesn't matter. It's just, you know, a little different. But all right, they take another one. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 7 versus 8. All right, so actually, the French actually have to do a thing now. They have plenty of time to do it. They have to take this. Take this and they win. Lose it and they lose. It's very simple. Nothing complicated about it. Nothing complicated at all. The last, I mean, they also are making pushing for this one too, so I guess they have a couple options here. Well, like I said, they could potentially take this one. The Imperial Guard's going to push up. He has artillery. He can start, like, you know, get up to 50%ing this house. That'll take the losses down. Then go in with some Marines and Trilliers and Grenadiers. They could do it. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. They have two options here, though. The drummer's still alive. Look at him. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Is he gonna make it out of here? Nope. Second line. No, the second wave goes in. Ride sending in their cavalry, trying to commit here, trying to mass route. Trigger a mass route, maybe. Dampen the morale. I think it's starting to work. They've taken some losses, but I think it's starting to work. General even going to get himself engaged. I mean, there's nothing else for it, but is he going to get shot? Where is he? There he is, white shirt.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
That's not him. Oh, he's going to go for a general duel. Oh. Nope. Eugene's like, forget it, buddy. All right, they took it. All right, this is going to be a French victory. That's my prediction at this point. Nothing else seems to be really holding any concrete sureness here. So, if nothing else changes, guys, I'm going to skip to the end. I mean, there's only a couple minutes left. You know, nothing's really going to happen. No point in lingering around here. So, let me just skip to the end. All right, guys. So, a French victory by LOC. I think they actually also took the field of battle. In the end, that big push, I think, kind of cemented that they did take that. And it was well played by everybody. Really good battle. But here's the results so you guys can see. On the French side, you have Guerrillas playing Eugene with 2,760 kills. Bring back Militia as Bavaria with 1334. Sold his life very dearly. Beautiful last stand. Al, he was the Rheinbund, 1218 for the kills. They have TT Ross as Imperial Guard with 1552. On the other side, I don't know who's who. We have Rancho with 1302, Cossack with 1166, Matt Bob 1226, and Sim with 1475. And so, some insane kills. That's some insane kills on both sides. That was well played. Very bloody battle, just the kind we like. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. That'll be it for me today, guys. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you for staying around, even though I'm not consistent with video posting. I try my best, but I never try to make promises with a life that I got, family and job and all. So, but thank you guys always, as always, for your support. I appreciate it. I know I can always come back and there's going to be people here waiting, and that's always a good feeling. So until tomorrow, which hopefully all 4 days that I'm off, I can post some videos. I have a bunch of replays that have been sent. Thank you for sending those to everybody that does. Really appreciate it. Try to get to them as soon as possible. And yeah, you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. and I'll catch you all in another video.